Welcome, everyone, to Legends Territory. Scotty, Braun, AJ Przinsky, and Johnny Damon in the house. Now, Legends Lounge has been around for about a year and a half, and everything that you've gotten from Legends Lounge is back with you with a slightly different name, Legends Territory. We'll interview some of the top names in the game, retired players, every single week. And we start with Johnny. Johnny, great to see you, the two-time All-Star, two-time World Series champ, entrepreneur, legend in Boston and many other spots. And maybe most importantly, as AJ will probably say, grew up right here in Orlando with Mr. Przinsky.
Yeah, first of all, wait, have you retired officially yet?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go. I never signed my papers.
Me neither.
Right?
So let's make a comeback. We can make a comeback.
I'm trying. I'm playing for Savannah Bananas every now and then and not getting any hits. Did get a walk that I had to sprint down to first base and try to go as far as I can before everyone touched the ball. So it's been fun. I'm going to join them a couple more times this year.
Where did you make it to, first? Did you make it to first?
Barely. No, those guys are fun. So it's great for baseball. And also the faster games in Major League Baseball is a great thing. Like, we always hated those 4 to 5 hour games, and we had them all the time playing for the Red Sox and the Yankees because we had polished hitters. We can spit on those tough pitches and create that pitch count.
Did you guys bitch about that when you were with those ball clubs? Like, oh, here we go, Yankees, Red Sox, going to be 4.5 hours. I know it was fun. Yeah. Did it feel that long when you were playing?
Yes, it did. And there was nothing we could do about it because it's all the TV money, all the commercials, and also all the pitching changes. And let's get a lefty up for Big Papi, and vice versa with the Yankees. But with the Yankee lineup, it didn't matter what they threw, lefties or righties. We were out there thumping people.
I noticed you didn't say they got up a lefty for you.
I hit lefties all day long too. So yeah, I mean, that's why after I left New York, the lineup changed every single day because the guys that we had, myself, Matsui, and Cano, we could hit righties and lefties. And when Matsui and I went, that lineup changed every single day. So it made it a little bit tough, and especially during the postseason, why they run into tough times.
Which fan base is nicest to you when you come across them?
They're both great. I mean, I went out there, I played the game the right way. They respected the hustle. They respect the championships. And, I'm getting to the Boston area quite a bit, doing a few things for their team at times, and the Yankees still call me. So I'm one of those guys who are loved and hated everywhere I went. So there's definitely a lot of love out there, and but that's testament to the way I play the game.
Is that Oakland?
Oh, they love me in Oakland. They were just hoping they could have kept me in Oakland, but me being a East Coast guy.
No, you were a Moneyball star, dude.
I was a Moneyball star, but Major League Baseball kind of just threw my name in there. I would have thought there would be some kickback.
Yeah, right?
Some cash or a little bit, at least with Fever Pitch. I'm getting about $20 a year on the rerun, so it's good.
That's free money.
Free money.
Every year that check comes, Michelle is like, ching, $20. Yes.
Yeah, but I get stuck watching the movie, so every time I see it on, let's say 10 times a year, I'm watching it, waiting for the glory days, the sweetest ass in the league quote. So it takes a lot of time out of my day. So $20 for the year, it needs to probably jump up to about 40.
Okay. Yeah.
You turned when you heard the line. You forget the line. So they didn't ask for your permission though for Moneyball or anything, any involvement, nothing?
No, I believe it was Major League Baseball. They signed off on it so they could do whatever they want. But, I thought it turned out great. At the end they said, well, Johnny Damon took his Moneyball ways to Boston, and therefore they won a World Series after 86 years. But, when you have Pedro and Schilling and Bronson Arroyo, Derek Lowe, Keith Falk, Big Papi, our whole team. We all played the game the right way, and we somehow got lucky coming back 3 games.
You forgot Millar. Millar was a huge part of that.
Millar was huge.
He'll call you and say, you forgot me.
Oh, yeah. The big walk Millar had. Yes. And gave way to Dave Roberts. Thank you, Kevin, for that big walk. And, Dave Roberts, what a great teammate.
Yeah. Great manager, too. Great guy to talk to.
Absolutely.
What do you think about the A's situation currently?
Well, we've been talking about it for a long time that Vegas would be a great spot, and Vegas definitely needs to have a baseball team. I mean, the place is absolutely booming. With them getting the Oakland Raiders, um, it's a matter of time unless their city officials can somehow work out a deal. But it seems like it's not really that important. It seems like it's kind of on the back burner, but I could be wrong. But I know a lot of politics plays into it, so we'll just have to see.
How was your time in Oakland? What do you remember? Because they haven't changed the ballpark at all.
Oh, I loved my time in Oakland. You know, I was playing for Kansas City. We weren't winning, so they put me in a winning situation, and I found out how to play winning baseball, playing with Giambi and playing with all those young guys. I felt like I was in a college frat house, and I finally started having fun in baseball because in Kansas City, it seems like the first couple of years, if you struggle, you're always looking over your shoulder, thinking that you may be shipped to Omaha or whatnot. But unfortunately, I put together some great years in Kansas City, which warranted me getting traded. And what I remember about Oakland was I lived in Pleasanton, and I always took my skateboard to the ballpark. You know, I went to the BART system, took my skateboard, and then rode it the rest of the way to the Coliseum.
It's a long ways from the BART to the Coliseum.
Good workout.
Well, not when you have a skateboard.
That's true. Oh, smart. That was before electric scooters and all
Yeah,
that the guys
yeah,
have
for
now.
sure. Yeah,
Hoverboards.
yeah, the longboards I still ride all the time because I can make up a lot of ground. Like the old skateboards that I had, like Tony Hawk's and stuff, they really don't go as fast as those longboards. So I take the longboard around. I can't carry my son anymore. He's too big. I used to carry him when he was a little man, but he's a big man now with big muscles. So
Was he 6?
he's 6. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's huge.
That's
now.
it. Lost him. How's life now? Like, have you ever thought about getting much more involved in the game again, or you like what you're doing? Obviously, an entrepreneur and doing a lot of appearances all over the country.
Yeah, I really like what I'm doing. I always thought I wanted to be a manager because I knew how to get people to get along and go out there and play. And I was always that guy in the clubhouse that kept everything calm. And that's a lot of time you have to put together. I mean, these managers, yeah, I thought so. I might want to get back into it when my son gets a little bit older, but right now I'm having fun. My kids are young, and yeah, I like what I'm doing. I like what my team is doing with the A Game brand.
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, love it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So we're enjoying it. It's a tough market to get in.
Competitive as hell, right?
It sure is, but adding a guy like Bo Jackson to your team and adding a guy like Tyler Adams, who's the men's national captain for soccer, and he plays for Leeds United, so we locked him up. We're doing a lot of great things and locking up a few influencers, and hopefully one of these days everyone can try it, but at least it's great tasting. A lot of times you try a couple drinks out there that are new. They don't quite have that great taste, and it's a great name. You always have to bring your A game, so I'm all for it.
I've got an influencer for you sitting next to him.
Yeah, I don't understand why
on social media.
He won't sign me though.
He
won't sign me up though.
And it's your hometown guy.
I've been trying to talk to him for a while, so we just have to lock up the contracts because that's what was keeping us from locking people up for some time. But I mean, all the sheets of paper I have at home, who I want, you're at the top of the
Let's go.
list. And
I mean, I only live like 2 miles from you.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
only see you about once a year though, which is the funny part. Johnny and I, people that don't know, we went to high school together. Kind of grew up together. He's way older than me though, so.
Yep, turning 50 this year.
Yeah, exactly. See, but we literally see each other maybe twice a year. Once at his golf tournament, and once at somewhere random.
Yep.
And then we try to get together at least once a year and do something.
Yeah.
But usually it ends poorly.
Yeah. So
why are you guys flaky?
Because we end up, I don't know, we end up doing karaoke at his house till late. And the next day is a hurt fest. So, but no, it's always hard because he's doing stuff, I'm doing stuff. It's hard to get, and he's got 8 kids, and I got kids, and just running around like it's hard lineup
Yeah.
schedules.
So
is.
describe to me. You can reverse it. How was AJ growing up? What was a young AJ Pierzynski like in the Orlando area? And then
Oh,
AJ can
yeah.
bite back.
Oh, AJ.
Oh, he was nice. I was an asshole. It's easy.
Go ahead.
Simple.
Go ahead.
That's what he's gonna say. I know exactly what he's gonna say.
I don't know. John was pretty nice.
No, man, AJ was great with us because we were the older kids. If he would have talked smack with us, we probably would have beat him down. So
That's true.
no, but he was a great kid to us. He had a great bat. We knew he was going to be a good catcher. We probably should have caught when I was a senior, but we also had some pretty good catchers on the team at the time. But he learned, and unfortunately, I never won a high school championship. Like,
No, we didn't win.
you didn't win,
We
so
didn't
it
win
was the
either.
year after you.
It was 2 years after.
When the team wasn't as
team-
good,
yeah,
right?
Right, you didn't have big leaguers on that team. I'm
No, we
assuming
did
2 years
not.
later.
Well, we did have a big league manager, right?
No, Marmo's younger than that. Ollie?
Yeah.
He wasn't on that team.
Okay.
He was like 2001 ish.
Oh, really? Wow.
They have a guy that works for Scott Boras on that
Yeah.
team, though.
Who?
Matt McClendon.
Yeah.
He works for Scott Boras now.
Yeah. So we had a strong team. My senior year, everybody on the team got a college scholarship or got drafted. So we were good back in the day.
Tell the story, because I don't think that Scott knows this, about your first at bat your senior year at Lake Brantley.
Yeah, my first at bat.
Tell that story, please.
Comes on the announcement. Here comes Johnny Damon, the #1 player in the country. That's no pressure.
Yeah, imagine that.
That's what the PA
the
person
PA
said?
guy said it.
Yeah, but it's
How do
It's
you
cool.
say that,
Well,
though, as an announcement? Like,
he
they
wa-
don't do that in the bigs. Here comes Shohei Ohtani, top player in the game. No pressure.
well, he was right. I struggled my senior year, but my attributes, what I had, I could hit, I could run, I could field.
Can't throw.
Well, I throw better than the guy, your old teammate who went to New York, Swishalish.
Oh.
Like, I'm like, how can people like grab on my arm and Swish gets away with it because he could talk his way out of it. So, but anyways, I hit the cutoff man, and
Dude, I tell kids
and I
that
was
still.
fast.
I tell kids that still. Get the ball to the cutoff man. Let them throw. Just one time, Manny was the cutoff man, though.
Yeah, Manny was supposed to be backing me up to center field, but if you can see, Bill Miller was about ready to take that one hop to make a throw, but here comes Manny. The first time he dives all year long happens to be on a play. It turns out to be a inside the park grand slam for Newhouse.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah,
thank you, Manny.
You got him back, though, right?
Uh,
At the reunion?
Yeah, but that didn't count, It's like, yeah, so it counted in the game, but guess what? We came back and won the World Series that year. So, we were able to laugh it off. But the funniest thing was after the play, Manny kind of walks slowly to center because we take Pedro out of the game, and Trot Nixon walks over and has his face covered and he's just laughing his ass off. Going, what the heck was Manny doing? Man, Trout was a great teammate, a gamer, but such a nice guy. Like he looks like an ass, right?
He's nice.
He's nice as heck. He's the best, and I love playing beside him for 4 years. It was fantastic.
What was the clubhouse like in 03, 04? Was it as, I guess, like wild and fratty as it's described?
Yeah, well, definitely brought a lot of the Oakland characteristics with me to Boston, and
So it was you.
the first year was it was me every day. That was before Millar got there. I mean, fortunately, we had Ricky Henderson, Carlos Baerga. These guys had a great time always, but trying to get the guys up because there was still thoughts of we're never going to win. Kind of we're cursed, and I don't like to think that way. I mean, we had no control over what happened years before and all those tough losses. And I saw Darryl Strawberry the other day, and I thanked him for winning with the Mets in '86 to make my World Series more important in Red Sox Nation. So, and it happened I wore number 18 because of Darryl Strawberry, and 18 years after the Mets won, we won our championship. So I was very happy. It happened to be 86 years, the 1986 Mets. So I don't know. I like numbers. Oh well.
I asked you. I don't know if you remember this because we used to work out at around here together when he signed with Boston.
Yeah, you used to work out.
Yeah.
I said to him, I said, why? This is obviously after Oakland. I said, why Boston? Like you're never going to win there. And then,
Did you say that to him?
Yeah, I'm like, why Boston? You're never going to win because
Honesty,
never
that's
won.
what's his best
And I
characteristic.
said, Johnny,
Yeah.
and he's like, well, they gave me the most money, won, and I think we can win. And I said, well, haven't won in, at the time it was like 85 years. I'm like, you really think you go? And then 3 years later, in 04, they went out and did it. And I mean,
Yeah.
legendary. Obviously, down 3-0 to the Yankees, come back. That's what I want to know about is if you're down 3-0, were you doing naked pull-ups in the clubhouse?
I still do them, you know.
Well, Michelle, I'm so sorry, Michelle, if you're out there listening.
Well, what came about the naked pull-ups is we had one of the smallest training rooms. And so we had a tub, we had 2 tables, and we had our weights in the same area about this size. So I would get in the tub and waiting. I'll have wet shorts on and waiting to get on the table to get taken care of. I wanted to take my shorts off and try to get guys out of the clubhouse. So if they saw my butt and my other stuff, they would get out quicker than normal. So it worked out.
Better thing. Giambi's thong, the golden thong,
Oh, yeah.
or you were doing naked pull-ups.
Oh boy, I got a number of hits with that golden thong. So
you did.
Oh yeah, I needed it a few times. You know.
So would you wear it under your uniform, or are you just wearing a BP, or where?
No, you would wear it during the game.
Oh,
yeah.
He was a gamer.
Yeah. So I mean, if you need hits, you do whatever it takes.
True. People don't understand that.
Is that thing in the Hall of Fame or something?
It should be.
It should be, right?
Does he still have it? You think?
You know, I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
It would be worth something.
Hunt. See if we can find it. Get Giambi on here and ask him if he still has it.
We can. So give me what's the craziest story you remember from that time period that, especially back then, might not have been like, oh, I'm going to share this with the media, but we're pretty far removed from it.
Well, you know, it's Kevin Millar who shared everything with the media. So I always look at the clubhouse like what happens here stays here. But, you know, after we were down 3-0 to the Yankees, we had a rain out. So it's a good thing we could line up our pitching a little bit better. But beating the Yankees 4 straight games was going to be a tough task. And I'm not sure how many times they lost 4 games in a row that year. But we all didn't want to be done and start taking our kids to school. We wanted to prolong this playoff. And, you know, we started drinking or taking shots of Jack Daniels before the game. We had nothing to lose. And then we went on and won 8 straight. Did a shot before every game. So
a toast with the whole team?
Yeah.
Or yeah?
Yeah. Toasted with the whole team. And
does that help?
Everybody did it.
Yeah.
Almost got Francona fired after the season. But yeah, so Kevin started letting the media know that, and Francona almost lost his job. He was like, he's like, Kevin, you can't tell people what we're doing in the clubhouse. So fortunately, Tito stayed, won another championship with him. So I was fortunate to play with a lot of great managers for sure.
There's no way he was going to get fired after you guys won.
So if
you guys would have lost, then maybe there would have, because then in 11, remember the chicken and beer?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Yep, for sure.
Where they blew it and then he ended up leaving and going to Cleveland. But there's no way. You guys just won the World Series.
And you're adults. I mean,
that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well,
is there a rule that says you can't take a shot in the clubhouse or something?
Unwritten rule.
Unwritten rule.
Okay,
yeah.
But it's not a real rule.
But in 2003, if we would have beat the Yankees and go to the World Series, Grady Little was still going to get fired. And Grady is like the best that I've ever been around. He's just an incredible manager, but he was going to get fired regardless.
Even if you won the World Series?
Yeah.
No freaking way.
Because of how he looked at the charts, he really, it's like, okay, get a lefty up in this situation. Grady is a great baseball man. He didn't need to read scouting reports. He liked to read the player's heart and the way we went about our game. So he would dump those in the trash whenever he felt necessary.
So you're telling me that if you guys win in 2003, if Aaron Boone doesn't hit the home run, you guys beat the Marlins?
Good chance.
Gosh.
Yeah, good chance.
Can you imagine there would have been a revolt?
Well,
maybe another revolution if.
Yeah, but the media knows how to
that's
spin
true.
things as well.
Well, do you think it was then the obviously the Pedro thing happened?
Mhm.
Was that the chart or was that Grady?
Well,
Was that Theo or
Well-
Grady?
well, Pedro wanted the ball, and Grady's saying this is a Hall of Famer, and he says he's good. He wants the ball because we also went into that year without a closer. So we had, Mike Timlin, Scott Williamson, Embry. We had qualified guys who we could put in at the time, but no designated closers. So a lot of nights it was a flip of the coin, lefty righty coming up. Do we want to bring the sinker baller in, or the lefty with a nasty sidearm action, or the guy who throws 98? So it was a difficult year, difficult offseason for sure. If I didn't get that concussion playing against Oakland that year, I mean, I was probably the hottest hitter on the team then, and then that concussion just knocked me out. And I came back after I think Game 3 in 2003, and just was tired after the first inning. I was spent, and probably should have been out good 6 weeks, but that's what I play the game for, is playoff time and trying to win a championship. So,
Show your rings, dude. Show them.
oh,
Yeah.
Show those things.
You got a
off.
camera?
what, these bad boys?
Let's go.
There's not too many guys that have a Yankee and a Red Sox ring.
Yeah, not many. I guess Babe Ruth and I were the only starters. There's a couple coaches, and I know Eric Hinsky has a ring for both sides. Ramiro Mendoza actually won with the Red Sox in 04, even though he didn't pitch much that
Yeah, I
year.
forgot he was on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do Yankee and Red Sox fans, I guess, have in common, and what was very different for you when you were playing?
Okay, well, I like to explain it like this. Red Sox fans, they invite you to dinner every single night. So when they're eating dinner, they have the TV on. I would say 70% of the people. I would say in New York, probably 20% of the fans turn you on and watch, but there's definitely a lot more. There's a lot more going on in New York, so you can tend to walk down the street a little bit easier in New York. You have your actors, actresses, models, all the sport teams, hockey, basketball, baseball,
Football. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you also had your short hair.
Yeah.
With Yankee, so you could hide. If you would have had the long hair and the beard,
That was a
in
big
New York,
change.
it would have stood out. And Scott thinks, and we'll ask you this. Scott's going to ask you about the facial policy for the Yankees.
Okay.
What did you think of it?
I'm okay with it. If someone's going to pay you a lot of money, I mean, you've got to listen to your boss. And it seems like our whole culture doesn't want to listen to their bosses anymore. Like, people are tweeting out, I don't want to go back into the office. My boss is a jerk. Okay, you're fired. So I kind of like that. You have to be accountable for things. And if they have a policy to have no facial hair, then you abide by it. I mean, they were paying me $13 million a year. Was I going to say, no, I'm leaving and going home?
Yeah. Well, what's
you
the
knew
line,
going
though?
into it?
What if they said, our uniforms are just thongs, golden thongs, and you have to shave your head. You can't have any hair on your entire body. Like, what would have been the line?
I would have shaved my hair.
$13 million a year.
I would have
about it.
wore a golden thong. I would have been
basically the New York,
right?
New York Chippendales. Yeah.
I would have done it. $13 million a year. Hell yeah! I would have been like, whatever you guys want. Oh, bald head. Okay. What did Rowdy do last night? I'm not gonna.
You can watch an episode with Rowdy on Foul Territory. Okay, so if you were commissioner for the day now, and it can be rules, it can be business, how players are marketed. Literally, you can go anywhere. What would you do as commissioner, or as I often like to call it, really CEO of baseball? Because that's how the job is nowadays.
Well, I kind of do like the new rules, even though I thought the pitch clock was a waste. But seeing how much quicker these games are, I have to retract from what I believed in. I also thought putting a guy on second base in extra innings was a bad idea. But Mikey Lowell talked to me and said, well, do you want to play an 18-inning game possibly? I'm like, no. So it quickens that up. It saves your pitchers. I like the bigger bases. It it makes it safer for the shortstops and second basemen as well, because I always came down the line and had to tell them that I'm coming, and just let them know you better get up before I break up this double play. And fortunately, I only hurt a couple people. But what's the other rule?
The shift restrictions.
Ah, whatever they want to do. I know the batting averages are going to go up. I like the fact pitchers can't throw over more than 3 times. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
twice, and then third time you got to get them, or you get the next base. So.
Oh wow. Okay. So that could have been a couple more.
How many would you get now? How many stolen bases do you think you could get?
Well, can they step to third and go first now?
Nope.
Oh, so if that's the case, I probably would have had another 150.
So per year, that's what, another 10 or so?
Yeah,
another 10.
What was your career high? Do you remember?
46 was my career high.
Okay,
and then
so you could have pulled off maybe a 60.
That was 2000.
Oh, when you were young.
Yeah. Well, that year I would have pulled off 60 if Ray Sanchez didn't swing at every pitch that was coming across the plate.
No, when you were trying to steal second or third?
When I was trying to steal second.
Okay.
Yeah, I hardly mess with going to third, because you look horrible if the pitcher does the inside move and you're like, son of a gun. Yeah. So that's the worst feeling. Is he allowed to go to second base now?
Yeah, same thing. Same rules.
Okay, same rules.
But 2, you only get 2.
Okay.
So if he gets a 2, and then the third one, if he doesn't pick you off, you get the next base.
See how much I'm paying attention right now? I'm like a playoff type of guy. And like basketball, don't watch a game during the season and then watch it now. Yeah.
Hockey. You got too many kids, dude. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're busy. Well, and like you said, you're not coaching in the game, so you're not obligated to watch.
Golf tournaments you play in?
Yeah. I'm enjoying golf. I just wish I could hit it as far as
you're left-handed.
Yeah, but my drives go straight 90% of the time. It's only 260. I have a left-handed driver now that I can hit 310, 320.
You're left-handed.
Yeah, but it goes straight like 30% of the time. I would rather the ball
You
be
should
playable.
drive the ball right-handed and play your irons left-handed.
I'll think of something.
It's like, thanks, AJ.
We play golf a lot of times, and I'm always like, dude, use my clubs. Because you hit left-handed, he plays golf right-handed. I'm like, dude, just try my clubs.
Please. All right, I'll start practicing a little bit, but I don't have time to practice.
Yeah, he doesn't have time. Ray, I want to go back to Ray Sanchez. Did you tell him, like, hey, dude, can you take a few pitches so I can steal 60?
Well, yeah, but his whole thing is he wanted to put the ball in play, and he had his career year hitting behind me. So that's one thing I could say. Everyone who hit in front of me and behind me, they always had their career years, maybe except like my last year or something. But even in Tampa, I definitely made people better around me, whether it's taking all the pitches or getting them in scoring position. It was a fun run.
What was your career year in your mind?
2000 was my career year. I hit, I think, 16 homers, 88 RBIs, 46 bags, 136 runs from the leadoff spot.
At least you don't know your numbers.
Right.
Well,
he's a numbers guy.
I know.
I think I had really good years in Boston.
You had a lot of good years.
Yeah. So
327, by the way, just FYI. You had 327 that year.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which year?
2000.
2000.
Batting averages don't really win you games. I mean, when guys are on base, driving them in and scoring them. So got to score a lot of runs. I wanted to play a couple more years. I wanted to try to climb in that top 10 runs scored, but
What'd you have, 2,800 hits?
Just shy of it. But Moneyball got me out. Start looking at your age, start seeing your career path, and it's like, well, we could pay these 2 young guys or 3 young guys who can play 2 or 3 different positions to replace aging outfielder DH. So Moneyball got me twice.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Dude, I'm mad at you because you could have, if you would have you had 2769 hits.
Yeah.
So you could have got 231 more.
Yeah.
We could have gone to the Hall of Fame together.
Yeah,
you could have gone and you would have invited me, and I could have sat and watched you give your speech.
Said, you sure about Boston?
well, that's why we are in the Dr. Phillips Hall of Fame together.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
The Panthers. I mean, there's a lot of talent that went through Dr. Phillips. I mean, Clinton Ha Dix. We had Joey Fatone, Louis Fonzi.
Yeah. Wayne Brady.
Yeah. And Danny Maselli, Brian Barber.
Yeah.
There's Matt Milano.
Yeah.
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 Do you feel like you should have gotten more All-Star games?
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
looking at the stats. I'm like, how the fuck did you only get 2 All-Star games?
Check out in 2006 when the All-Star game was at Yankee Stadium. I was hitting 320 at the break, leading the league in runs scored, perhaps. And they took 5 or 6 other Yankees because that's what they do. And
The same dudes
yeah.
as
Well,
usual.
that was 06 was in Pittsburgh because I was at that
Oh,
one.
okay. So it must have been 7.
I think it was
No, it was
2007?
2008, actually.
2008. It was
Yeah.
the last year.
Yeah.
That
So
was 2008.
we didn't make the playoffs that year, but I was definitely the better player on our team.
303, 375 on base, 461 slug.
Yeah, and plus you don't get the
29 stolen bags.
I don't get the Boston votes because I left for New York, and I don't get the Japanese votes because Ichiro, great player, but he got voted in every single year. So
No matter what. Yeah.
no matter what. So it definitely made it tougher for us outfielders, and of course the corner outfielders. You got guys like Sheffield hitting 40 home runs a year, and Jermaine Dye had a couple great All-Stars. So yeah, it's tough for an outfielder for sure. But now it's a little bit easier. How many players go to the All-Star
Way
game?
more.
So
Yeah.
back then
Feels
it
like
was
just about
25 or
everyone.
26.
Now it's like half the league goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of guys, not a lot, but there's plenty of no-shows.
Yeah.
What was it, like 2 years ago, half the Astros didn't go that were nominated. I wonder why.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hey, I think
LA.
we've got to be the first 2 high school teammates that were voted in by the fans.
Yeah.
Might be the only.
2002, both voted in.
No, 2002
Two
for
for me.
he was the first extra guy, and then
Yeah.
2006 I was the fan vote guy.
Fan. Yep.
So we have to be the only
Yeah.
ones, I would assume.
And in 2002, I had a great start of the season. So for me to get voted in, I should have been voted in by the fans, but when you don't open your mouth as much or you don't really care too much, I actually loved having those 4 days off during the All-Star break. I know in 2004 I didn't make the All-Star game, so my wife and I went to Cabo because we opened in Anaheim right afterwards. So I had a great time there as well. So I do like those 4 days off, but at the end of your career, you get penalized, like say for Hall of Fame balloting.
Yeah.
Like I was off the very first year, and the numbers that I have blow away a lot of the guys who got in or who are going to get in soon.
How many votes did you get?
Oh, shoot, I got less than 5%, and I'm going, okay. Well, Johan Santana, 2 Cy Youngs, and he wasn't. He didn't get enough votes to stay in, but who knows what would have happened. I mean, I feel like I could have kept climbing, but we'll see what the Veterans Committee says, and if it works out, it does. If not, I'm still same dude.
Yeah, and I mean, like AJ said, with the Hall of Fame, I mean, this is in my mind. Sometimes there's some votes, that go to guys, especially with the committees.
Yeah.
That kind of get evaluated differently, I would say.
Well,
right?
Yeah. Think about those voters who didn't vote for Griffey, or the one that didn't vote for Jeter, or I mean, come on, like you want him to wait he's not going to wait another year. Just get him. Like now he looks bad. Now no one can trust the voters out there, and I think that's a shame. But Jeter should have got every vote. Ken Griffey as well.
He said though, you haven't retired yet.
Nope, I haven't retired yet.
That's
If
what
both
I'm
can make a
saying.
comeback, we can get a couple more votes in 5 years.
Yeah, and then I mean, you
get-
got over 2,000 hits, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot for a catcher. Gosh.
So my thing is I told these guys on Foul Territory, getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame is next to impossible.
Right. Yeah.
Like you sit there and you look at the guys that get in, and then you say, well, how did this guy not get in? And then you put his numbers up against the guy that got in.
Right.
And a lot of it obviously is media driven. So this guy was nicer to the media. And now the way the All-Star game was decided I liked it better when the manager got to pick the team than the fans the fans can get the starters fine. They miss.
Yeah.
We got it. But then the players vote. Well, if you remember,
Yeah.
you get a ballot in your locker, and it's like a month before the All-Star game. You don't get stats. There's teams you haven't played. There's guys you haven't seen. And they say, oh, go vote for and you're like, well, I don't know who's doing good. And
You're only focused on yourself.
Exactly.
How the hell do you know what's going on with some?
Exactly.
I mean, you can face a dude and he has an absolute series against you, and you're like, oh, that guy's an all-star, and meanwhile he's not hitting shit against.
But you don't know
anyone
that
else.
because you played them in April, and you vote in like the end of vote in like June.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what they've done since because you haven't played them.
And is everyone sitting down doing all of their homework?
No.
I doubt it.
Dude, some guys
or are they
hand it to
ripping
the
Jack
PR guy.
Daniels shots?
Some guys hand it to the PR guy and are like, here, fill this out for me.
Yeah, so the excuses for me, not enough All-Star games. And another excuse that they tried to throw on me was, you played with some great players like Jeter, A-Rod, Giambi, Big Papi. I was like, well, I'm a big reason why these guys had big years as well. You know, I got on base. I scored runs for them. I made their job a lot easier. I opened up the holes when Derek Jeter wanted to do a hit and run or bunt me over or whatnot. So a lot of that stuff does not get seen, and that's like the sabermetrics stuff of the game. Like it doesn't read or like the wins above replacement. Like I can score from first base on any double in the outfield. Well, WAR doesn't factor that in. It doesn't factor in you hustling and breaking up a double play or hustling to stay out of a double play. So now you have a chance for Big Papi to come up to hit that inning, you know? So if I jogged my entire career, I mean, all their careers would be less stat wise.
Yeah, 56.3 career WAR though is not too shabby.
Yeah, it's not too shabby, but like I said, you can't really judge a guy scoring from like when he shouldn't be scoring, or the heads up plays like double steal or
stealing 2 bases on 1 play during the World Series.
Yeah, or seeing how the shift is. Like I can hit away from the shift. It's just what we do. Like we knew how to control the bat from a very young age. So a lot of times the shortstop would go towards the third base line. The third baseman would come up in case I would bunt. The second baseman would play in the first base hole. So I would have up the middle, and that's how I was successful off of Doc Holliday, because I know how nasty he is. So all I did was play Pepper up the middle, beat the shift, and I kept driving him crazy because I think I hit maybe 400 off him. Not many people have.
Who broke more bats, you or I?
Me, yeah.
You think?
Well, my strong hands, you know, when I
AJ said that the league forced him to tape his bats.
Because of you breaking all your bats, they made me put tape on my bat.
Oh man, I like it.
Mandatory.
So they put tape. You can see it right here.
Absolutely.
Well, hold on. Let's go this way. Right here on the bat. Because Johnny taught me in high school to break so many bats, they would fly in half. So they did this so they wouldn't break in half and kill somebody in the stand.
Well, didn't the maple bats, when they first came out, they were a lot stronger, but because they grew all these maple trees and they grow within, let's say 10 years, they're not as strong as the first maples that came out. So, but yeah, those bats would just fly, catch a ball off the end. That thing's going to the pitcher. It was dangerous, or even into the fans.
How was your relationship with the media? You were mentioning, you were like, yeah, I don't want to give my entire life in the clubhouse away all the time. So especially with New York and Boston, you get in after a big game, whether it was something big happened or, you know, you guys didn't win, it was tough loss. You looking like, oh shit, here they come.
I was great with the media. They all enjoyed me. I knew they had a job, and accountability. I mean, they would always ask me after the game, why'd you lose? And like I should have got a hit in the first inning, or they would ask me, what do you think about Cano's error? I'm like, why don't you go ask him? Well, he's gone. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't think he meant to make an error, or I don't think Manny knew what he was doing when he dove and cut me off. But yeah, so I was accountable. Still am to this day.
Did you ever want to say something that you had to hold back? Do you remember any moments where you're like, I wish I could just say, like, Manny was kind of being an idiot at that point, and hey, you know, it happens. And he didn't even make an expression afterward.
Anyone that played with Manny, and I played with Manny, can say Manny was being an idiot at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could have been more honest about leaving Boston, like the big reason why. But, you know, it was something that you couldn't win with the Boston fans. Like when you don't have a contract offered to you, and New York is the only other team that can sign you. And if New York moves on, Boston's the only team. I'll sign a 1-year deal with $5 million and leave all that on the table. So there's a lot that I wish I could have said. Well, um, right here, yeah,
So, all right. Well, there you got your 2 rings sitting in front of you, Yankees and Red Sox. Which one means more?
The Red Sox. I mean, you're not going to be able to top that after 86 years, and the way we came back was awesome. But every World Series is important, and the Yankees haven't been back since they got rid of myself and Matsui, and it's like it's not that easy replacing certain guys.
No.
Certain guys who are good in the clubhouse, who's accountable, who takes the blame, who talks to the media, who doesn't celebrate after every hit, like they do now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at me. Swish and Lish probably started that, right? He's like, yeah, Swish, we're down 10-3 right now. But
He didn't care.
Well, great to see you.
Yeah, great seeing you.
Appreciate you stopping by, Johnny, and good luck with the venture.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Always
Cheers.
bring your A game, people.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sign me up.
Yes.
Sign up, AJ. Foul Territory fans, listen up. Our friends at BetMGM are running an MLB Bet $10, get $100 instantly promo with the bonus code SPICYMLB. Here's how it works. Sign up and deposit at least $10 into your newly created account. Download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on iOS or Android. Place a pregame moneyline wager of at least $10 on any MLB team to win at standard odds price, and you will receive $100 in bonus bets instantly. If you sign up in Massachusetts or Ohio, you receive $200 in bonus bets. Use the bonus code SPICYMLB.